Hello, this is Morbid Sleep, coming to you pre-recorded and edited. Specifically today I wanted to talk about a little bit Varg Kristian. He's pretty famous for being a total dick and super racist. And recently his YouTube channel, Thulian Perspective, did get censored completely off of YouTube. He hasn't even been able to make backup accounts at all. I think there is one now which is something like an archive of Thulian Perspective's former videos. But otherwise, Google has completely vetoed him. He's completely off the platform. There's no Varg Kristian videos allowed on the platform. Not even the ones that are just music. Music, his weird, racist, tribal theory videos, his weird sexist videos, his everything is off the platform completely. And so that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit tonight. Should he be censored? And should people like him be censored from platforms like YouTube? Let's find out. So I personally am, I was a Varg Kristian, I'm a fan of his Thulian Perspective videos. Not his viewpoints, but it was always fun to watch his videos and see what fucked up point of view he was trying to defend today. It's a kind of like a morbid fascination, you know? But more than that, Varg is well-spoken. He's clearly well-educated, and he was fairly lucky. He's quite privileged to have received such a good education. And the other thing is he was in prison for, it was like 15 years. So he had lots of time to read and study up, and I think he's quite bookish. From what I've heard from his time in prison, it sounds like he read quite a bit. And so now he's sort of indoctrinated with this kind of, 1930s armchair anthropology ideals, where he believes that a European Europe is the best Europe. How wrong he is. But it's very relaxing to listen to, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say there, is because he's quite well spoken and quite well educated. It feels rather nice to listen to him talk about whatever it is he's talking about. The other thing I want to say is he's clearly environmentally conscious. This is kind of hard to swallow because he has some pretty reprehensible ideas about the world and humanity as a whole. However, his viewpoint on nature and the environment, and somewhat also agriculture, are fairly well founded. He's pretty pro-environmentalism. He wants to protect the environment. That's kind of his thing. He is explicitly a believer of blood and soil, which, you can Wikipedia that. I'm doing this completely unscripted, so I don't have a very official statement to make, or a very official description of blood and soil to make for you viewers. However, blood and soil, I guess, encapsulated, as I think of it now, blood and soil is something of a, it was part of the Nazi regime's ideals. It's Blut und Boden, so that literally means blood and, like, the ground beneath your feet. So the idea was that people who are native Germans are intrinsically linked to the earth that they were born on and that their ancestors were born on. So this is part of race memory. This means that the people of a land feel like an emotional connection to the nature of the land. And this is actually a pretty prevalent concept in most cultures currently, especially in Canada. I know a lot of the dialogue around First Nations and reconciliation is kind of based on the idea that the First Nations were here first, so their connection with the land is more valid than other people's connection with the land. I don't want to draw any comparisons between First Nations of Canada or any other country and Nazi ideologies, racist ideologies, which can happen in any country, not just Germany. I'm getting sidetracked. I think where I was going with this is that Varg is, because of his Blut und Boden sensibilities, he's very tied to the environment. He's a steward of the land. I think it's good that he is concerned about the well-being of the environment. Obviously, that's great. Climate change is very real, and that is a problem we will be having to face, like, starting 5 years ago. We will have started facing climate change as kind of a real problem in our day-to-day life, especially in agriculture. It's already been noted in, I mean, whatever, that's old news. We know that climate change is real, and it is happening, and it's not great. And we already know that there are problems with industrial farming. And then, of course, we all know about feedlots. Really, just shoving animals all into one small space, even the chickens with the eggs and so on and so forth, it's inhumane. Varg Vikernes, unfortunately, because of his reprehensible character in general, is a advocate for permaculture and less industrialized farming. Unfortunately, that comes along with the added, ideology of less industrialized everything, and I kind of rambled a little bit, but what we've gone over is pretty clear. Varg Vikernes supports some, good stuff. Environmentalism, mainly. Only. Environmentalism is good. Yeah, take care of the environment, please. Whew, the stuff he talks about that we don't agree with. That's a whole, he has written a book. He's written an entire blog. He used to have an entire YouTube channel. He has a whole Twitter feed devoted to things that no one in their right mind should ever agree with. Okay, maybe you could say the videos where he talks about things that are horrible, he does incite racial hatred. That is illegal. There are lots of other people who can speak to this to greater, in greater detail and more intelligently than I. But when Varg's YouTube channel was removed from YouTube, I was sad. I know he's bad, but I like watching him be hilariously bad. And I really liked watching his environmentally based videos, and because I like Burzum, I also like, of course, watching his videos about the history of black metal and his music and so on and so forth. That's lots of fun to me. I get a real kick out of that. Should YouTube have deleted his entire channel? I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. Everything logically points to, yes, he's a bad man. He speaks very well, so it's probably pretty easy to be convinced by him, and it is, I don't know, I think it's true that if you listen to enough of the wrong thing, you start to believe it. You can lie to yourself, and you can start to believe it, just as you can hear other people lie to you, and you can start to believe it. So if a person is consistently telling you that Europe belongs to the Europeans, eventually you're going to start to at least be more open to that idea. So if you're watching Varg, and you start watching other right-wing YouTubers, or other right-wing just anybody, if you start paying attention to any of them on this vast social network that we have today, you're so much more at risk for becoming radicalized in absolutely a totally inhumane and harmful way for humanity. So logically, yes, I guess. From my perspective, Varg should have been censored, and it makes me sad, and I want to watch his terrible, terrible vlogs again. I want to watch him fix his car. He still has channels on, I think it's BitChute or something on the internet. You can still find him. Basically, there's always going to be a platform that will host him. But, YouTube's so much easier. The other thing is, I personally wish that his harmless videos could remain on YouTube, and his absolutely fucking racist videos would be taken off. That's what I want from Google, the, all-father of everything online. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure, even though Google is kind of all-seeing and all-knowing and has all your data and controls everything. I don't think that they have the technology, I don't think they have the technology to remove only the actually bad videos. I mean, I've heard lots of YouTubers say that they had videos removed, or that they knew YouTubers who had videos removed simply for using the word Nazi or Holocaust or something, just because they had certain buzzwords or certain red flags, I guess, in their videos, regardless of whether they actually were for or against these particular ideologies. But I don't want to tell you what you should think. I personally wish that Varg could have been left on YouTube, but logically, after I talk it out with myself, or think about it a lot, or talk it out with my friends, I think, yeah, no, Varg shouldn't be allowed to have a platform on the internet at all. He is causing harm to human beings on this earth. He is causing young people, or he potentially could be causing young people to be radicalized and creating problems. And Varg is a pretty easy gateway because people can, start watching him because of his crazy story with, Norwegian black metal in the early days, and if you like Bursum and so on. I love Bursum. I love the music, but I hate the man. And memers love to hate Varg. Like, he's so memeable. He's hilarious. Like, his videos are taken down now, but you can probably find lots of re-uploads. He is hilarious. He's like this Dungeons and Dragons wizard guy who thinks that he knows everything. And he comes up with these he just talks out of his ass all the damn time, but he's so confident, and it's hilarious. Should he be brought back on YouTube? Probably not. I follow his Twitter. I just like to keep tabs on him. But, I hate looking at what he posts on Twitter, because he's just awful. He's an awful person, and that's all there is to it. I feel really sorry for his kids. So, yeah, I'm gonna go home because I keep hearing creepy noises, and it's probably just raccoons. Yeah.